What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for listening to Your Ex-Drinking Buddy. My name is Brennan Tassif. I'll be your host. Subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Check out the merch store at brennantcomedy.com/merch-store. And make sure you subscribe on YouTube as well. We'll put the shorts up there, the full video, the whole thing. Thank you so much for listening. I love it. I hope you love it. Subscribe on Patreon, too. We do bonus episodes. I do Tales from the Restaurant, where I talk about celebrities I've waited on and whether they're assholes or not, which is super fun. Also, we do a pre-show banter for my other show, Cheers from the Press Box with Joe Dorville. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on over there, too. Make sure you just subscribe everywhere, just all over the place. I greatly appreciate it. And if you're not leaving the mean comments, thank you for that. Maybe leave a couple nice ones.
Grab me a beer and grab him a coke. We bout to sit for an hour, bullshit and tell jokes. And please don't mix it up, cause he done sobered up. Brennan T Comedy on your social media feeds. And Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy.
What's up, everybody? Doing a swapcast. Your Ex-Drinking Buddy, the Full Charge Power Hour. I'm here with the great Matt Fulchiron.
What's up? We're in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah.
About 6 stories up,
Colorado.
which we're already a mile high up.
There we go.
Do you feel the altitude
I was
still?
just about to ask you the same thing. I'm better now. Went to
Yeah.
the gym this morning with my cousin, but it was a real thing yesterday.
There's moments where you start to walk somewhere, and it's the first couple steps you really feel like
You just can't breathe.
how much harder I suppose it is to get oxygen. I
Yeah.
don't even know how it works.
Well, and someone last night after the shows was telling me, they go, yeah, but the air is also so dry.
It is.
So when you breathe in, you're not like when you breathe in a humid environment, you breathe in water, so
Yeah.
you don't get as dehydrated as quickly. But here, because the air is so dry, your sweat evaporates so much faster, and you're not breathing in any water.
Yeah.
Which is where altitude sickness comes from. It's basically just over dehydration.
Yeah, you can
mixed
feel
with the
it.
lack of oxygen.
You can feel your mouth getting dry,
Mm-hmm.
and it reminds me. It's really cool to be here in Denver and Colorado because this is kind of like a check that my 20-year-old self wrote to myself, which was Denver was one of those cities that I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
When I was like, there was this weird realization I came to when I was 20 years old, where I was just like, oh, I can go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I started reading on the road, and this was one of the spots. It was like San Francisco, Denver, New Orleans. Like, they're putting it out there that these are cool cities.
Yeah.
And I came here on my 21st birthday. And it's actually a terrible place to come on your 21st birthday.
Because you're not used to the altitude.
First of all, I was living with my parents all summer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't drink all summer.
Oh, yeah, because you were staying at home.
Yeah, so I used to drink at college, like on the weekends. I
Yeah.
really wasn't into the weekdays or anything. And then when I'd go home, I'd drink maybe once or twice in the summer.
Yeah.
If I ended up at like a work party or like a party broke out, but it was rare. It was mostly just skateboarding.
Yeah.
But we got here, it struck midnight, and I started drinking at midnight.
Which is an insane. Like, I know you do that on your 21st birthday, but that is a crazy proposition.
I know.
Because it's your birthday the whole day.
Well, the whole next day.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, right. And we had just gotten here, so we drove all of Kansas and then cut north up to Fort Collins once we got to Colorado, and it was awesome. Like, all this thunder was coming down, and AC/DC's Thunderstruck came on the radio.
Oh, come on.
And it was like rock
couldn't write
video
it better.
level. Like, it was dramatic. It was cinematic. Anyways, I just remember getting, like, the free drinks they give you on your birthday are like the drinks they can't sell.
Yeah.
So you're drinking like blue stuff, you're drinking bottom shelf stuff.
Blue Curacao.
And I was never a liquor drinker anyway, especially not when I was 20, 21. I was a beer
I was going to say you
drinker,
were a beer guy.
And back then, beer was like 3%.
Yeah.
You know,
You
so
drink like 15 of them, this will be all right.
we got back to my friend Brandon's apartment building, and I just said to everybody, I go, I'm going to go puke. And I climbed up something like this right here. I don't know if it's on camera.
It is.
But I climbed up, like it was an apartment complex, and he was on the first floor, which is a little sunken. I climbed up onto the grass, and I just puked all over the place.
So
And
you
then-
just climbed out of like the balcony onto the grass and just started throwing up?
Yeah, well, so where I was on the first floor, so it was like almost like climbed up,
Yeah.
onto the grass, puked, and then, everything was fine. And
Yeah.
I didn't really think that
Rally,
much of it.
yeah.
And then the next day, like you said, it was still my birthday. So I probably went and got some horrible food with no nutrition, like Taco Bell or something.
And you're so dehydrated from all the alcohol.
And I don't know this shit. Like,
And
I'm
the
not
altitude
drinking water.
and the,
I
yeah.
think I'm drinking water. I probably drank like a fucking soda.
And thought, I'm fine, I'll drink this Coke.
I did not think I was fine. I just didn't know what to do. And you're just with two friends. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're not home.
Yeah.
You're not. Any other day, I would have just been like, even though it was my birthday, I would have counted last night as my birthday.
And then
but
just-
they're like, we're going out again. All right, let's go. And I remember, not knowing anything about the altitude, and I just drank some more just because, like, I felt like that's what.
Yeah.
We're at a bar.
That's what you do. It's your 21st
Everybody-
birthday.
They were drinking. I started drinking. I got up and I fucking puked again at
At the bar.
the bar. And then the next day, I was like, thank God, I'm not home. I'm not back in Maryland yet.
Yeah.
But at least I'm not going hard.
It's not your birthday anymore.
Thank God it's not my birthday anymore.
Dude, my 21st birthday was very lax.
Yeah.
I went and saw the Chris Pine Star Trek movie.
Oh, okay.
That
yeah.
first one when it first came out, 2009. I remember my girlfriend at the time, we were long distance, and that summer, because I was born in May, so that it was the summertime, and I remember we were like, oh, we're still going to try to make it work long distance. So she drove up from Miami, and we went to TGI Fridays, because I was staying at my grandma's condo. So right next door, there was a TGI Fridays. So we went there. I ordered a drink. They didn't card me. And I was like, all right, cool. I had one drink, and then we went over and watched the Star Trek movie.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, the happy 21. But I think it's because I was drinking so much that, because this was the time where I was like, my alcoholism was kind of being a bugaboo. That I think I was kind of just like, yeah, now at least I can just go to stores and buy alcohol myself. But it
Right.
was like, I don't want to like go crazy. Like I go crazy all the time.
Right.
So it wasn't even that exciting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how can it ever live up to the hype?
Yeah.
Especially when your best drinking days are before you're 21.
Yeah, especially in this country. I've had a lot of people on the pod that are from Europe. And they're like, yeah, like we have a glass of wine with dinner when we're like 15, 16, 17. So drinking's not like a huge deal.
Yeah.
And here it's like,
It's like you're
rager.
getting away with something, so you have to do it as much as you
So
can.
aggressively.
At the same time.
Yeah.
While your parents aren't there. My parents tried. They dabbled in that. They had like, all right, we're gonna have I remember I had a glass of wine. It was the first time I tried to drop in on a half pipe, and I fucking wrecked a bunch of times.
Oh, really?
But it was the same day. I forget what it was. It was some kind of special occasion, and my mom's like, "We're gonna have some wine." I think I was like maybe 12 to 14. Or something.
Okay.
So she was trying that European.
Yeah.
food.
Well, and I think it does. I think there is something to be said for. I mean, I'm not a parent, so I don't know, but I've been around like people who drink a lot, obviously, because I'm one of those people. But there is something to be said. Like I meet people now who just don't drink, and it's one of two or three things. Like I've met people who aren't like sober, quote unquote, but they just don't drink, but they have drinking. Like they've been on this show, like they've had crazy drinking stories, and then they were just kind of like, I'm not very productive when I do this, so they just stop.
Yeah.
There's people like me who are alcoholics, but then I also think there's a brand of person where it's like, it wasn't like, to your point, it wasn't like a crazy, like we have to go rage out as hard as we can.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of get used to like, yeah, if I'm at a party and booze are around, then we'll drink. And if not, then I won't.
Yeah, see, and I'm remembering too, I had some wine with my grandparents when I was 15. And I really did get like really obnoxious, like me and my cousin.
Yeah.
But we didn't even realize we're drunk. That's what's funny about when you're an amateur,
Yeah,
you don't
oh, yeah.
realize you're drunk. But I didn't really want to drink in high school.
Yeah.
And I really didn't. I would go to parties, and occasionally I would drink. But most of the time I didn't. I was just like,
Yeah, that's always
I
so
kinda just,
fascinating
liked
to
it
me.
better.
Yeah.
And then when I went to college, I was like, this is overwhelming.
Yeah.
You know, and it did get fun. I thought.
Yeah, well, 'cause that was my thing in high school. Because you're painting a picture of like, yeah, I just didn't want to do it. I was the person who didn't drink out of spite because I had seen what alcohol had done to people in my life. Like I've talked about on the show before, on my show, which is like my ex-stepdad was really abusive and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is poison. Like I'm not going to do this. And so I didn't drink not because I was like, I just don't want to. I was like, no, I can't drink. Like it was a spite thing where it was like, I cannot do this. And then when I finally drank, I was like, this is amazing. So for me, it wasn't even like a casual thing. Because I've heard stories on other people's podcasts and stuff. And there's people that we know to this day where like it takes a very special like confluence of events for them to like get drunk.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, to me, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, they'll order a beer, drink like half of it and be like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
And to me, that's not, I'm like, just get water. Like, what are we doing?
I did that twice on Thursday night. Because I told you my wife was like,
oh, yeah.
I'll just tell the audience.
Yeah.
I was like, I had 2 drinks, and I was like, I shouldn't have another one. And my wife's like, come on, we're on vacation. And I'm like, we're not on vacation. You're on vacation.
You're on vacation.
I appreciate the sentiment of that, like that attitude. But, like, I know full well I've got my workday starts at 7 p.m. the next day. And it doesn't end until midnight.
Yep.
And
we're doing shows, baby.
Yeah, like you gotta this ain't some pop in where I'm doing 15 minutes.
You're doing an hour.
I gotta make sure the show is good.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
For those of you listening, we are in Denver. We're doing shows. The Bro Adjacent Tour returns. The final stretch.
Stretch of the Bro Adjacent Tour before I take my special in 2 months.
Yep, November 22nd at the Comedy and Magic Club, Hermosa Beach. Hell yeah, man.
Might as well have an audience.
Let's go. Yeah. But it was fun for me because I always try to take early flights because I want to avoid weather and traffic and just congestion at the airport.
And the time difference.
Yeah, and so it sucks because when you wake up at like I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning, and in the moment I'm like, this sucks. But then when I land and I get to my cousin's house where I'm staying, and it's only like 9:45, I'm like, I think I made the right call.
It's good because you have all that time to get ready. There's nothing worse than showing up
and then the show's in an hour.
Counts.
Yeah, but
now you're looking for parking.
Yeah, well, that was the biggest thing was just the transpo. But Tracy, my fiance, wanted to come on this trip because she was like, I love Denver, which I didn't understand because I haven't been here as an adult. But now that I've been here for a couple of days, I'm like, oh, it's as advertised. It's pretty cool.
It's kind of my favorite city right now.
Yeah. Well, and then we hear so many comics talk about, oh, Denver audiences are the best. I'm like, well, how good can they be? And then last night we had 2 shows, and both of them were great. And I was like, all right, cool.
You see what I mean? Like they give it up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
We've done so many shows, not so many. We've done quite a few shows on this tour, and some of them you're kind of like, it's almost like the audience is like, all right, clown, I paid my money, make me laugh.
Right.
And then some of the audiences are super receptive. Denver's been one of those top tier where they were like, we're having a good time, like no matter what.
I've had a limited experience with Denver, but a great experience.
Yeah, it's been
with
awesome.
Denver. The first time I played, I featured for Nick Griffin at Comedy Works.
Okay.
Which is an incredible club.
Yeah.
But we should also plug the Denver
Comedy Lounge, yeah.
Which is just like way smaller, same vibe, like really good. And I was in Denver I taped live at Gotham in New York. On the way home to LA, stopped here for like a Wednesday through Sunday week at Comedy Works, which is just so awesome.
Yeah.
Like every single show was great.
It is one of those things where when I got home last night, because you know me, I'm a pessimist. So I get home last night, and my cousin, who's the one who, for listeners of my podcast, this is the same cousin that introduced me to stand-up.
Yeah.
Like, this is the same cousin who showed me what it was, who, when I first started doing stand-up, he was like, oh, I do stand-up too, and like got me really into it.
Yeah.
So I'm staying at his house, even though he doesn't do stand-up anymore, but he was still interested. So I get home last night, and he came downstairs, and he was like, how'd it go?
Yeah.
And I literally was still on a high. I was like, it was great. The audience was great. It was so much fun. And then it's like, but that just means one of these punch in the faces around the corner.
Well,
but everyone's like, that's not Denver, though. That's not what.
Well, I mean, I'm going through something similar because I had the high pressure situation of having about 12 people there last night to see me. My friend Brandon, who I went to high school with, he's the guy
in the story,
that lived in Fort Collins. He brought his wife and some work friends, and then the big pressure, my wife brought a bunch of her friends.
Yeah.
Which is just like, I went into it very relaxed. Like,
You crushed.
if they don't laugh, they're the ones that didn't laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, but you crushed, and it's because you talk about a little bit about your wife in the hour.
Yeah.
So it was interesting for me as as your opener to see like, oh no, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's like this is the hour. Like
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
what we're
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
So to me that was very from just like a comedian standpoint, it was like so professional how you were like, no, I'm not changing anything
how
because
can I?
yeah,
You know,
I mean, you're
it's
like,
what I've been working
this is
on.
what it is.
Yeah.
Because you have so much new stuff on it too.
Right.
So the last time we did a show together was Florida, which was end of May.
Yeah.
May, June.
Right.
And then you had done other shows, but I just with work and everything, I wasn't able to get out. So this is the first time we're doing shows since June.
The whole summer you
Yeah.
missed.
Yeah, I missed the whole summer.
Yeah.
And so it was so fascinating to sit down in the back and watch the hour
Right.
because you've changed so much.
Yeah, right.
And then I remember when we went back to the green room and you were like, yeah, man, I wrote a lot in July.
Yeah,
like
July,
I was on it.
I mean, I wish I could work like that every month.
Yeah.
Because like you really just do get like better and better and better. But then afterwards, I'm hanging out like all her friends and everything.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, so like she's had like 3 more people coming to see me the next day, and I'm like, I gotta fucking do it again.
Yep.
Luckily, 2 of her friends canceled. And
Oh,
it's
really?
just one
Okay.
person. So, that doesn't matter. Like one person versus her 6 other friends, it doesn't matter.
Well, that's what I was
I
going to
got
say.
6 people vouching.
Yeah, yeah.
One person can never ruin what happened last
Because
night.
if 6 people are like, no, it was awesome,
Yeah.
and the one person's like, I don't know. It's like, well, obviously, we're going with the 6 people.
And that's another thing about stand-up, too, is like you see it on your phone,
Yeah.
and you even see it on TV, and you go, yeah, pretty good. But then when you go see it live, you see what's really happening.
The nuances and the...
But just the energy that's
Yeah.
in the room. And you also feel the high stakes. The audience feels the stakes, too.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the comedian.
No, yeah.
The audience is like, okay, is this going to be good? Where
Yeah.
do I laugh? And it's like a little, like, gets figured out at first, and then, like, it just whoosh.
Yeah.
You just get taken away by the wave.
Well, it happened both ways for me last night.
Yeah.
Where the first show, it was like it started good and everyone kind of trusted me, but as a storyteller, some of my setups are a little longer, and I was like, if this tag doesn't pay, this is gonna suck.
Right.
And then I hit the tag, and it would normally they were like people were very like when I got off stage, I was like, oh, that was a really
Yeah.
good set. But then in the second show, it was that kind of like wave
Yeah.
where the first 2 bits did so well that everyone was like, oh, we're on
Right.
board with whatever he says.
yeah.
So then it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But we've talked about it before, but we did that one show on the Bro Adjacent tour in Hartford where as soon as I went up and grabbed the mic, some drunk guy at a table just went, not funny. And I was like, I said my name, bro. Like, what? And I got through I was doing 25, and I got through it in 13 minutes, and I look at my watch.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then I just started telling stories because it's the
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah.
it was like, I got to do 25. But this has been a great experience. So shout out Denver Comedy Lounge.
Oh, yeah. And it was really fun for me, too, because right when I was about to go on stage, I had, like, you get the nerves a little bit, but my friend Brandon was there, and he used to be in, we had a rap group called Kevin Murphy's in high
Okay,
school.
yeah.
Or actually, like,
I thought it was the Pimp Daddies.
that was my college band.
Okay.
This was like, me and Brandon returned home to Southern Maryland after our first year of college.
Yeah.
And we went to go see my friend who was in a band, and we just like started playing his drums and grabbed their mics, and we just started this band. We like stole their band. They wanted to be our band. Like, even though they had like a more like locally successful band,
Yeah.
they loved our band because it was so fun.
Yeah.
And we had this rap band called the Kevin Murphys, and I went right up to Brandon. I was right behind him. He was in the audience right when the host was about to introduce me, and I was like, because he's so funny. His last name's McCurry,
Yeah.
so his rap name was MC Curry.
That's good. That's smart.
Real fucking funny. And so I was like, I went up behind him. I'm like, you ready, MC Curry? He's like, I'm ready, Soul Train. I'm like, let's rock this shit like a bottle of nitrate. Like, we had an intro like that on our song, the Kevin Murphy's theme song, and it was fun to do it. I was almost bummed I was going up there alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
You
like,
should
oh, this
go,
was
yeah.
like, It was fun to do it with a
Come
with,
with
a,
me,
with
man.
a teammate.
Yeah.
You know.
No wonder the improv kids love it so much.
Yeah. Right.
But I did get in a little bit of trouble because Tracy was like, I want to come to Denver.
Yeah. Right.
And I was like, no, it's a work trip. Like, it's
Yeah.
just a work thing. And then she saw Kristen's stories about,
yeah.
we're in Denver.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, I wanted to go.
Oh yeah. About
it's,
that.
yeah, it's the same thing, but opposite. Where like Kristen's like, we're on vacation, and it's like, no, I'm at work.
Yeah.
So I did the same thing, but I was like, babe, stay home. I'm going to work.
Yeah. It gets. Yeah.
And she was just like, so I just wasn't invited, and I was
Right.
like, oh, come on,
Right.
man.
Well, I didn't tell you Kristen was coming. Right?
No, I had no idea.
And then on top of that, just to deal with that same scenario, she put this note that the hotel wrote us on
The stories.
on the Instagram stories, and I'm tagged in it. So I instantly just, you're in a relationship, you gotta support the Instagram.
Repost,
You
yeah.
have to be a couple on Instagram as well. So I hit add to story, and then I think about it. I'm like, hold on a second. She tagged the hotel, right? And I'm like saying where I'm staying for the weekend. And so I untagged, and then I told her, like total buzzkill. Like I'm always like Dr. Buzzkill
Yeah.
with her. She always wants to have a good time, and I'm like, hey, really cool, but we can't tell people where we're staying because people are crazy.
Yep.
And
I've been doing this a
it's
long time.
Anywhere
Yeah.
from dangerous to annoying.
Yeah.
And most of the time, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I cannot get people out to see me. But people are fucking nuts, man.
I was one of those
As we
people.
know.
Yeah. I mean, when I was drinking, I remember when I was still drinking in like 14, 15, when Instagram had just become a thing. I remember, I don't even know if stories was a thing, but I remember like, I think it was Bert or somebody came to Jacksonville. And I was like looking at their posts to be like, oh, I wonder where they're at. To me, it wasn't like a creepy thing. It was just like, I do comedy, they're a comedian, I'm from Florida, they're from Florida.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll run into them.
Right.
And then like thinking back on it, I'm like, no, that's like stalker behavior.
Yeah, I've had somebody in Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, come to the show, not to see the show, didn't buy a ticket. He was just trying to catch me before I went on.
Oh,
To,
really?
like, hang out. Totally wasted.
Well, and-
totally obnoxious.
That's funny because you mentioned that it's adjacent to that story, but you had a line last night, and then you're like, as long as you show me a ticket, I will not be tricked again.
Yeah.
Which is very much, it's like, yeah, man, I'm such a big fan. It's like, oh, I'll see you after the show. Well, I'm not actually going to the show. Then you're not really a big fan, are you? You're not really supporting the craft, huh?
Yeah, man, it's wild out there. It's wild out there.
Yeah, I have noticed that, because I'm not even that popular, like, online, but I think I told you about this. It was either on the show or not, but I ended up getting, like, a weird YouTube stalker guy where, like, he has more subscribers than me, but he would, like, take clips from my podcast and then do reaction videos basically calling me a failure. And it was weird, though, because I was like, first of all, why do you even care? Second of all, how did you even find this?
Yeah, why are you going after me?
Yeah, it's
you know
like-
how many people there are online promoting a career?
Yeah, it's like, why? And also, it's like, yeah, I might not be as successful as I want to be, but also, I do perform in New York City, which is the mecca of comedy stand-up, and I do go on the road to do stand-up. So it's like, yeah, I'm not flying in private jets, but I'm also like, I do have some semblance of a career.
People are so weird with this. They'll attack you for being not successful in their eyes.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's like, how do you know about me?
That's, well, and it felt like such a violation of, it was like a weird thing, like someone came into my home.
Yeah.
Because he literally took clips from my podcast, which is filmed in my apartment,
Yeah.
and then he did reaction videos to it
Yeah.
calling me a failure.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's like someone coming into your house and like taking something of
Well,
yours and being like,
It only gets worse. Like, I've
Yeah.
accidentally stumbled on these videos where they just like take down a comic for like a half an hour. Have you
it's-
seen these?
Oh yeah, someone sent me one about the entire Austin scene.
Yeah.
Someone sent me a video,
Right.
which I didn't disagree with a lot of the video, but at the same time, it's like you're not even a comedian. You literally have your channel to do reaction videos to stuff,
Right.
And now you're attacking stand-up. It's like you don't even know what it is.
You're coming after people for like putting, and it's actually like really well done.
Yeah,
With,
some of
like,
the videos I've
great
seen are
videos,
The editing is
like,
great.
and the essay they'll write.
Oh,
the
yeah.
voiceover
Yeah.
is really good. it's like a good argument, and it's also like you could be using your energy to do something.
Yeah.
Instead of criticizing something.
Well, and that's the funny thing is like the guy who came after me, it wasn't even that cool. It literally was like very poor production quality,
Yeah.
and I was like, "You're not even putting any time into this, man. I'm putting more time into the clips you're cutting and ripping off."
The good news is, if he's any good at it, you'll blow up.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
there's no such thing as bad press. But that guy sucks.
Yeah.
And he got no followers.
Well, it is weird too because some of these, you see some of these pages, because like I play video games and stuff, so a lot of times I'll go on YouTube to like figure out how to get through a level, and there'll be like 170,000 subscribers, and I'm like, the guy's literally just showing you walkthroughs of levels. Like,
Yeah.
how does what?
I don't even.
What?
I've somehow like gotten away from like even caring about this shit.
Yeah,
Like
No,
that
that's
stuff
smart.
happens when it happens.
yeah. No, you're right,
You
and it's
know?
smart to not
And-
give a
and
shit.
it's video games.
Yeah.
Like, you really can't compete with video games in a way.
No,
on
that's
some
true.
level, you know.
Yeah, it's just funny to
How
me.
funny is it in the green room? Everybody talks about the same thing in every green room.
Yep.
Do you hear them the
Oh, yeah.
comics talking about like followers,
Posting, yeah.
and posting, and all this shit?
Yeah, yeah. It's every green room. I mean, you were in New York not too long ago, and it was the same thing in the other one.
And then like, since I live in LA, there's got to be like the New York versus LA discussion.
Oh, you guys have
Who
that?
fucking cares? No, we had it in New York.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
know?
because you live in LA, so
Yeah,
whenever
just
you
from
come in a
sitting
room,
down
yeah.
with the West
yeah.
Coast vibe.
And it's also weird, too, because you're like, yeah, but I also lived in the city for like 10 plus years,
Either
on
way,
and
it's
off.
a boring conversation. Like, who cares, dude?
And it's funny to me because I mean, it doesn't, it's the same thing with like the Austin thing. It's like, Austin's had a scene forever.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden Rogan moves down there and everyone's like, oh, Austin. And it's like, there were people doing comedy there like 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
what are we talking
It was
about?
always part of the equation.
Yeah.
In this country.
And so it is weird when like people try to pit scenes against each other because there's really there's no reason for
I
it.
call these people New Yorkers.
Yeah. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it.
Because it really is, and even I feel this way, even though I don't live there anymore. It's New York and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of a kind, and New Yorkers are almost like, how dare you try to do something outside of the city limit?
Yeah.
How
Well,
dare you try to do something in New Jersey, you scumbag?
there is, even in New York itself, there's this, we've talked about this before, but there is a weird separation. Like, I met a guy in Jacksonville when we did the Don't Tell show in Jacksonville that lives in Brooklyn and has lived there for 2 years doing comedy in New York City. And I had no idea who he was.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, oh, well, I mainly perform in Brooklyn because there's a bunch of clubs in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, the furthest south I go is like the financial district.
Sure,
like I don't go into
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
yeah.
So it is weird how like even sects within, and we talked about this on your like second or third episode, but like New York is such a major hub for so many things that there are like sects within a sect within a sect where it's like, you know, oh, we do comedy in New York, but it's like, yeah, but I do comedy over in Jersey, or I do comedy
Yeah.
over in Brooklyn, or I do it in Staten Island, and it's like every place has their own set of clubs and their own set of
Yeah.
comics.
Mm-hmm.
So it is bizarre when other people are just like, oh, LA and New York. It's like New York versus New York, man.
Yeah, right.
Like, you want to see the alt scene, you got to go to a certain spot. You want to see
Yeah.
mainstream, you go to another
Yeah.
spot. You know, it's all fucked.
there's got to be. There's definitely at least 10,000 comics
Yeah, well, at
in the
least.
New York area, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's 100,000?
No,
Probably not.
No, not 100.
Yeah.
But it is fascinating when I'm like, I'm running out of guests to book for the podcast. But then what I'll do is I'll just click on someone I know and find like a flyer, like a recent flyer,
right,
and then I'll
right.
just DM those comics because I'm like, I
Nice.
never heard any of you, but you
Yeah,
do
yeah,
comedy in New
yeah.
York, so come
Bring
on.
it over here.
Yeah.
If you've had even a shot of whiskey. you're
If
coming
you have
on the
any
podcast.
story to talk about, let's go.
So that's what I did. I drank 2 half beers on Thursday night after that. Like, I ordered a beer. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Then my wife's like, let's go to the rooftop. Went to the rooftop, ordered a Modelo, and drank like the neck of it. And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I gotta be fine for tomorrow.
Gotta work.
You know?
God, I used to get on stage
Thank
so
God
drunk.
I was, because that's right on the border of a shitty day.
Yeah. Well, especially here. Because the altitude, like we were talking about before, is real, man. I came up the stairs at my cousin's apartment, and I sat down on the couch, and I was on my phone, and then I was like, And then I had to put my phone down. I was like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
My phone's too heavy.
He's like, you got to do more cardio, man. I was like, I go to the gym 6 days a week. This isn't fair.
What about 7?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, what was I going to say? I forget. I don't know. I'm just digging it here. I'm digging
I love it.
Colorado.
It's
Every time
awesome.
I go someplace cool, I'm like, I could live here. But for real, I think this is like the coolest place I've been in a long time.
Yeah, well,
And I got enough friends here.
Yeah.
Kristen's got enough friends.
I was going to say, you guys brought it. She
and
brought a ton
I
of
could
people.
get the band back together with Brandon.
Yeah.
Get a nice second or
MC
third act
Curry,
on,
baby.
Whenever I'm on. He's got a band. He's still got a band.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah. So he wanted to record some like a song.
Yeah.
When I was out here, I go, look, man, I'm just so fucking busy with the show I'm working on and taping the special, and just like I'm so respectful of conserving my energy and not spreading myself too thin in my old age. That I'm like, I can't do it. I go, but after I tape my special, dude, we're gonna do something really good.
Yeah.
You know, like
come back
really
to Denver
work
and
on
do a
it.
set. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can do it over the internet and everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you don't have to do it.
Well, because you, back in the day when you were doing the Patreon, you would record songs for everybody.
Yeah, for people that pledged over 25.
Yeah, I got one of those. I remember I got that. You sent that to me. And Savannah, my ex, and I were visiting New York. This was before we even moved. And I remember being in the hotel and being like, listen, he says, have a great time in New York. Isn't that crazy? And now look where we are. Like 6 years later, I'm opening for you.
Yeah.
It's very serendipitous being being here, because I'm with my cousin who introduced me to stand-up, and you are one of his favorite stand-ups, and I found you through podcasts. And so it's like a weird amalgamation of now I'm sitting here with you, opening for you, and we're doing a podcast together. Like, it's weird how life can shake out sometimes.
It happens like that, man. Like, I knew I was going to open for Daniel Tosh. I don't know how. I was just like, I'm probably going to open for this dude.
Yeah.
Even though, the first couple times we hung out, we were not, incredibly friendly towards each other.
Tosh? Really?
Yeah. And then, all of a sudden, we were just homies, and the next thing I know, I'm going on the road with him. And it was dope, too, because he was probably my favorite comic. Well, probably still is.
Yeah, he's so good. And it's his podcast, too. You turned me on to that, because you're like, he's not going to have any comics on. It's not going to be like one of those. And he just has the most random people on.
Yeah.
And I would watch those clips, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Well, they're not random, though. They're people he knows.
Yes, exactly. But for the listening audience, it would be like, why is this OBGYN on here?
Right.
And
Didn't you have,
you're
his gardener on there or something?
Yeah. And you see the clips and you're like, what? Because just from us working in the industry, there's got to be someone in the background like, hey, so-and-so's promoting a movie. And Daniel's just like, I don't give a shit.
Care. I don't care.
Let's have my gardener on.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. And it is cool, too, because the experience that I've had on the Bro Adjacent tour has been fun, because it's the first time, and we were talking about this last night, but traveling for comedy for me in Florida was like getting in your car and driving 3 hours, 4 hours, sometimes 7 hours to go do a show.
Right.
And then you drive back. It's all like triple run stuff. You do one show and then you try to time it out. It's like, okay, well, I'm doing a run in Miami, the Lance Weiss, as it were.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm going to do a show in Miami, so I'll book shows in Orlando,
Right.
Jacksonville, Savannah.
It's funny, the Bro Adjacent tour merged with the Lance Weiss tour.
Yeah. Yeah, for a little while,
bit.
yeah. That's how we used to do it. And then coming to New York, it's like because I don't have a car anymore. So it's like either I perform in a public transit vicinity of New York,
right,
or I travel pretty far because I get on a plane.
Yeah.
And so it has been a cool experience to be like, the last couple of dates that we've done, it's been like, oh yeah, no, I'm getting on a plane to go do stand-up.
Yeah.
Which, as rudimentary as that sounds, it's like, no, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
It was the whole point of starting this thing, was to go to other parts of the country. And I was talking to someone at the Cellar, Liz. She manages the Cellar, and she comes in the restaurant a lot, so we've gotten to become friends. And it was funny because she's like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? I was like, oh, I'm going to Denver to do shows. And it was just cool for her to be like, you got to get outside of New York. That's how you do it.
Right.
You got to be out there with other people, the real world, not this, echo chamber that is New York. She's like, that's awesome.
Right.
And so it was cool because it was like, I'm doing it, man.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to somebody.
You get a New York comic in Denver, and they're like, "Where are you from?" Denver. Where are you from?
Yeah.
Denver. Where are you from? Denver.
We
They're
live
like,
here, bro.
I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah. Dude, that is so true. That's why I'm glad I don't do crowd work. Because when you travel outside of the city, it's just like, no, we're all from here, man.
We're from Pottstown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. What do you want?
We're at the show because it's what's offered in our town.
Yeah. It's because we come see comedy once a month, and this is the time we come see comedy. What do you do for a living? I'm an accountant in Denver. What do
This
you want?
motherfucker's from Argentina. Yeah.
Well, and that's the...
Yo, they got tacos there? Like all that fucking
Yeah.
bullshit.
I can't stand it. We've talked about that before. I don't like it.
I'm a big not fan of that.
Yeah, it's just this whole idea of like, but those are the clips that play. Like, there's comics that I really respect,
Yeah.
and they'll spend like the last 20 minutes of their show talking, like,
Yeah, right.
giving advice or talking to the audience because those are the clips people want to see.
Fuck the trends, man.
And I'm
Keeping
like,
it real.
I can't
I mean,
believe.
that is all I put up now because my special isn't being taped. I can't wait to tape my special, and just like, the clips are almost gonna be more fun because
Yeah.
I'll just have like, I don't know, like a couple hundred jokes. I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot in there. And it's also, you mentioned this last night, and I don't think I'm burning anything, but a lot of the material can be seen as divisive. So it will open it up for engagement where people will be like,
It's not.
Yeah.
People are sensitive.
no, that's exactly right. You're 100% right. Where, because if you
When
just.
the internet gets a hold of it.
Yeah, exactly.
They
exactly.
will just pick it apart.
Yeah, because that's the problem too. Is like I've posted clips because people love the rage bait online. So I've posted clips about like working in the service industry and about people who don't tip, and literally people will just be like entitled server, and I'm like, did you watch the video? I made like a very clear point about like I don't deserve this, but I know I do a good job, and it's like doesn't matter. Like they don't even listen to the video.
No, they just wanna
They
fight.
hear like 2 words and then go.
Like, all right, what's my angle on this?
Yeah, and they just want to argue.
The guy it says like Mr. Pink's account.
What's
From
that?
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh yeah.
I don't tip.
Yeah. And there was one account called like tipping is for losers, and I guess they just scour the internet looking for like because like server life and server memes and all that. That's like a real thing on the internet.
Sure.
And so, because you can find any kind of niche, so I guess they just scour the internet like just to rip on these people.
Yeah.
And so it's so weird because I started arguing with them, and then I was just like, wait, because this is something that you've kind of taught me. I was just like, block.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, I feel so much better.
Think about it. They're on their computer all day, on their phone all day, arguing with people because they don't tip.
Yeah.
They don't fucking work.
Yeah, obviously.
That's why they don't tip.
There was one guy who was like, hey, don't you feel like as a grown man you shouldn't be waiting tables? And so we went back and forth for a while because I was like, well, that's where I draw the line because I make really good money working 3 or 4 days a week. And first of all, mind
It's
your
a good
business.
job,
yeah,
dude.
especially in New York City, it's like a career
Especially
server
at that
job.
restaurant
Yeah.
in New York City.
And so we were going back and forth. And then
Like, not anybody can just get your job.
no, well, that's the thing too. He's like, I thought it was for college kids, like right out of college. And I go, you need 5 years of serving experience, or we won't even give you an interview at my job.
Yeah, and who's to say, like, when most college graduates just go work in some office?
Yeah.
Which that ain't for everybody. In fact, it's not for most people.
Yeah, it stinks.
You know, it's like, it's really boring.
Yeah.
And it kind of drives you nuts.
And what I do is fun.
I'm not shitting on it. I did it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I had the opportunity to do it. There's several hours where you're just sitting on your ass, which is all right. You know, you're just making money for sitting in
just
a
sitting
chair.
around.
But it's also like, if you really look at it, you'd be like, yeah, I could do this in 20 hours.
Yeah.
But like, that's not valuable to a company for some reason.
Well, it's a weird thing too. When I worked in an office job for like 3 months, and I remember the woman that worked in the office with me. She was like the main guy's assistant, but she was in the office with us, and the main guy was like never there. So it's like one of these small like rent an office space things where there's like a main office, and then there's the front like lobby area where my desk and her desk was.
Yeah.
And I remember I would get through most of the work in like a couple hours.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to show you some games to download on your phone because you're going way too fast.
Right.
And that's the other thing too, is especially in office jobs, it's bureaucracy. So like you could finish all your work in an hour, but now you have to wait until the next person finishes the write-up and the follow-up and the this and the that. And then when it finally comes back to you, it's like now you have to revise it.
Right.
And so it just takes a long time. But I remember I said to this guy, we went back and forth for like a couple of days, just like comment. And then finally I went, wait a second. You said what grown man works in a restaurant? What grown man has a TikTok and is commenting on other people's stuff that's not an entertainment. And then he messaged, this is the weird thing about the internet. He messaged me back like, you got me, I'm retired and bored. And I was like, and then he put like LOL and then followed me. And I was like, no, I don't want you as a fan.
Dude.
You're a psycho.
Dude,
You're a 65-year-old man.
It's something that you gotta remember, but it hurts every time I do remember, that it's just a cesspool filled with. I've actually been good lately about not looking at the comments.
Yeah.
Which is so hard.
It's very hard.
Because if you do get dissed, you kind of don't want it just lying there for other people to see. But I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, if somebody wants to diss me, that's on them. And I feel like I'm really opening up a can of worms saying all this.
Well, and it is one of those.
But just know that I don't look at it.
Yeah, it is one of those things too where it's weird because it's like you need the engagement, is what they say.
Yeah, but I don't need it.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like because you could go in and delete the comments, but you're not even reading them, so you don't even see it. But like for me, it's hard. Because it gives you that notification.
Yeah.
And I've seen friends where they've like a couple of my friends have like over millions of followers, and they open up their phone and they'll click on Instagram and it'll be like 99 plus, and so like you can't read all of that.
Yeah.
But for me, it'll be like 3 comments, and I'm like, and when you hit the notifications thing, they have them laying right there.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for me to just like, I'm not gonna read them.
Right.
Because they're staring at me right in the face.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, every once in a while, it's a nice one, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm glad I read that.
Yeah, no,
and then you get kicked in the
that's
teeth.
drug, dude. You get that dopamine rush, and then you go back for more.
Yeah.
You get your ass kicked.
I see a guy standing up, but I don't see any comedy. That one hurt. That one, and the crowd goes mild.
I got dissed really good recently. I almost enjoyed it. Because on TikTok, that flash a comment that you didn't ask for, like they're just really trying to make sure you see it.
Mm-hmm.
And one dude wrote, microphones should cost $1 million. But that's a fucking ripoff of a Chris Rock joke.
Oh, is
He
it?
says bullets should cost $1 million.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like he's some fucking brilliant guy.
Yeah.
But I was still proud of myself and being like, all right.
Got it.
Well,
wasn't there the opposite of that, like people ripping people off? It is. I do find it interesting when people will leave comments, but to your point where it's like you just stole a comedian. You're a regular person. You stole another comedian's joke to try and rip on a comedian.
Yeah.
It's like what?
No, I know. And if you ever feel bad about it, just go to a really popular comedian that you think everyone likes.
Yeah.
And they're just getting their ass kicked.
I hear Shane talk about it, Gillis, from time to time, where he's like, I can't go on Reddit because I've searched my name before, like way in the past, but Reddit remembers that. So as soon as he logs in, it's like Shane Gillis sucks. Shane Gillis, like that's what comes up on it, and he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And it's like this guy's in every Bud Light commercial.
It's kind of cool he said that because like it sounds like it's still like no matter how evolved you are and how healthy you are, it can still fucking get you.
It stings.
If you're not in the mood, if you forget, you get blindsided by it. You're like, oh yeah.
Sometimes
Because you can't wrap your head around the fact that like strangers hate you, or they don't actually hate you. They're just saying hateful shit.
yeah, because we would never do that.
Yeah.
So
I don't even comment anymore.
that's what I'm
on
saying. I
people's
don't
things.
comment on
at all.
So I will leave if another comic that I know posts something, I know engagement is important, so I will put like fire
I'll
emojis
do it
or
just
laughing
to be
face
a
emoji.
fucking cool guy.
Yeah.
I'll like if there's a comic I like, especially a comic I like, or even just a friend who got engaged, or like a friend of my wife's, I'll write like congratulations.
Yeah.
I will write positive shit because I do know that makes people feel good more than it should.
Yeah.
But it's
You're right,
it's
yeah.
designed to make you go, oh yeah.
These people
An
like me.
acquaintance is happy for me.
Yeah. Well, after I posted the engagement pictures, I had so many people being like, congratulations, man. And it's like, well, my close friends kind of knew I was engaged already.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I told some friends in New York, and it was like, because we got engaged, we didn't get the pictures until like 2 weeks later.
Right, yeah, I was even a little confused. I was like, I thought we already got engaged.
Well, and it was funny too because I did the fake proposal because we were in Central Park.
I figured,
Yeah.
I put that together.
And
But it's
my
a great picture.
Yeah, thank you. And then Sean at Night is at Sean at Night. He's he normally does comedian photography, but I hired him to do this. And he came out and was taking, and he was like, "Oh, we should do," and because we were like spitballing because he normally does comics, he doesn't do engagement photo. So we're like kind of spitballing. It's like, "Oh, should we do like a proposal thing?" He was like, "Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do it over here." So I get down on one knee and I present the ring. And everybody's like, "Oh my God," and starts cheering. And Tracy specifically didn't want to have a public proposal because
Yeah.
she doesn't like attention.
Sure.
So literally, she's like, "This is my nightmare. This is my
Yeah.
nightmare. This is my." And I had to get up and be like, "It's for the picture, everybody. It's just
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
shot. It's just
yeah.
for the shot. Thank you, but it's for the shot."
That was her opportunity to like make a big show and be like, no way over my dead fucking body.
We didn't even think about that. That would have been great. Oh my God.
Everyone would be like, ooh.
Yeah, just awkwardly walk
Actually,
away.
people would start filming it.
She just starts screaming at me. How could you feel like you could do this in the park?
Why don't you propose to my sister, you fucking asshole? I see all over her.
You hack. This is why you're such a hack doing this in the park. But it was fun. But it is. You're right, man. We were like comparing likes and like, because we posted 2 separate posts.
Yeah.
Because mine, I wanted to be loving.
Yeah.
And she wanted to do like a Taylor Swift thing, so she did that. And I was like, oh, well, I'll post my own post. And I was like going to write this really loving thing. But then this 4th time, she was like, hey, what do you think of these pictures for her post?
Yeah.
I snapped. And I was like, it's your post. I don't care. And then we got into an argument.
Yeah.
So then the caption was literally, we argued 30 minutes about this.
Yeah. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, and so it was so funny when like people actually read the thing.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, hilarious. And I was like, I still got it, baby. It's like, I don't even see these people.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
cares.
Yeah.
But I'm addicted to it, man.
Yeah, my wife must hate me because, you know, she's a millennial. I'm a Gen Xer.
Yeah.
And so when we got engaged, I was like, yeah, that's our business. Like the best I did was repost some stories. Do you know what I mean?
I remember, yeah.
And because I just don't like people in my personal life.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, especially if you talk about your personal life.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, but I can tell, you know, she'd like it if I posted about her more.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate the internet, dude. And I hate, even if it's positive, I'm just not interested in other people's comments, especially on my personal life. But even in my professional life.
Well,
like, if I've been in times where I've listened to like internet people too much and it got in my head. And then, but now I'm like, right now in my life, I'm like, no, I know what I'm doing, and I don't care if I'm huge right now. I know I'm doing good work, and I know that is what it is. Like that's already the reward, you know.
Yeah, and it is fun to like go to clubs, especially on the tour that we've been doing together, and like to do well, and then have the booker be like, "Man, that was good," and it's like, "Oh, they don't know me from Steve, because I don't have a following. Like I live in New York, so they're not going to know who I am." And I don't reach out. And I had an interesting conversation with the booker for the Denver Comedy Lounge last night because he was like, oh, do you do like a lot of road work? And I was like, honestly, I don't have a manager or an agent. So unless Matt calls me to open for him, I don't even know where to start. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what to do, who to reach out to, who to call. And so it was one of those realizations where, like, it's fun to be off the internet, to be in the room and do well. And then the people in the room be like, that was good.
That's been this tour for me. It's been like, wherever I go, I just like, I'm under the impression that people are like really kind of knocked out and had a good time. Mm-hmm. And this guy at the Chicago club, he said, he like kind of summed it up. He was trying to give me a compliment. It was kind of a backhanded compliment, but it was like, it pretty much summed up the tour. He's like, listen, we'd rather have every seat filled, but that show was amazing. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, fair enough, dude. Yeah. I honestly rather have it than the other way around. Mm-hmm. Than to have a full house where I'm doing a shitty show.
Well, because we've done those. Yeah. We've done those. Yeah. Where every seat was taken and nobody watched the show. They just talked to each other. So those aren't fun. Those aren't fun at all. Yeah. I would rather have like, it's an interesting paradox because obviously the thing you want is to have a great show and have it be sold out. Like that's obviously, but if you had to choose one, I think I would take good show over sold out. Well, yeah. Depending on. I mean, you know, that's why you have a job. It's like, so you can live like that. Yeah. But I mean, also, if we could sell out, we'd probably do it the second if we knew like, but also not. Yeah. Like, I mean, I know I could go on and do all kinds of political stuff that would get me. Yeah. Same. Yeah. And then just like, you know, follow the trends or whatever. Yeah. It's not a sure shot, but I kind of like want to go on my trajectory. I feel like
people come around every once in a while for what you do.
Yeah.
If you stay in your lane.
That's a great
it's
way.
It's frustrating because there's an urgency to finances and there's an urgency to the public, and they will fucking kick you when they think you're down.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, you're not successful, you're not this, you're not that. They have no idea, like, all the small victories that are happening every day, every week. You know?
Oh, I
get
know.
Online and be like, this is going great right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's none of your fucking business until it's obvious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I 100% know. When it's like, I have a friend reach out and be like, hey, I want you to talk to this booker, or hey, send an email to this guy. Like, I'm not going to post about that.
I got stuff going on right now that people would kill for.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell anybody about it.
No. And I'm not to that. Like, I don't have that kind of stuff going on, but I do have irons in the fire to the point where it's like, oh, yeah, like if somebody just returns an email, it's like, okay, but it's like, I'm not going to be like, hey, you guys, what's up? You know, just reach out to the booker of blah, blah, blah club. Hopefully he says, come in for an audition.
Yeah, people will take you every step of the way to the point where they're then leaving a post of like, shit didn't happen.
Yeah. Well,
it's like 12 posts about that ultimately get to shit didn't work out.
Didn't work out.
You know?
It is funny to me, though, because it's like whenever anybody, whether it's social, it doesn't matter, because it's like we did the thing. Like when you were in your 20s, you went to LA. When I was, you know, when I was 30, I moved to New York. It's like that was the thing. There's so many people. To your point, you made a really good point earlier where you talked about realizing that you could move. Yeah. That you could live somewhere else. Because there's a lot of people in life who never come to that realization.
Well, they always have an excuse. Like, well,
family,
my
finances.
And this, and I don't know anybody out there, or this or that. And you're like, okay, well, that's the difference. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the excuse is faulty. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean it's not a reason to stay.
No.
It means it's not a reason why you can't go.
Yeah. I mean, there's people in my life that are like, oh, I wish you like lived closer. I wish you moved. You know, my sister's got 2 kids. My mom lives in a different, like in the Midwest. My grandmothers are both very old. And it's like, yeah, I would like to be close to all these people. But it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to look back and be like, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. Like, I did it.
Sure.
And that might sound selfish, but it's like, I only get one roll of the dice here. Right. We all only get one roll of the dice.
I'll roll through regrets, and then I'll like, on a healthier day, I'll go, yeah, but look at all the shit you did.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I did something when I was 23 that most people just never find the courage to do.
Yeah.
Which is just like drive across the country with no money, no nothing.
Let's go. Just go.
Things happen.
Yeah, yeah. Which is great because
even if I just stayed there for a year, it would still be this cool thing I did for a year.
Yeah, because when I went to New York, Savannah and I saved like close to $10,000. So because I've heard your story, you know, I've been following you for a long time.
I think the number was $1,400.
Yeah, and it was like that's nuts, dude.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we're doing it.
That's like one paycheck, and you're like, that's all I need. I'm out of here.
To be fair, that's about like 4 months rent back then.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, it's just rent. Don't shout it out. Cut it out.
God.
It's an editing note.
All right. What else we got to talk about? We're at an hour.
That's fine.
Just about. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Yeah. You missed the Bro Adjacent tour. It's over. But let's do some more dates. Let's get some more things going. I mean, there's no reason why we can't try to book some dates before the special comes out.
Heck yeah.
And then when the special is popular,
we're going to...
Let's just say keep writing. Oh, you're not doing the special. I'm doing the special.
Yeah.
So I have to keep writing.
Yeah.
You can sit on your ass.
Bro Adjacent Part 2. It's going to be so much fun when we're doing like...
Full bro.
Full
the
bro.
Full bro tour.
Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Peace.
Oh, wait. November 22nd, Hermosa Beach, the Comedy and Magic Club.
Yeah.
Go see Matt's special taping. Check out my podcast, Your Ex-Drinking Buddy. Yeah, that's it.
Power
Full
Hour.
charge.
And we're out of here.
Peace.